Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to continue our look at some clone commanders from the Clone Wars animated series, and this obviously continues our Black Series 3 3/4 inch review marathon. We're going to take a look at another clone in this review, and it is of course none other than this guy, Clone Commander Doom. Perhaps one of the most unique clone commanders that we've seen for quite some time. Now obviously this guy does share some similarities with a certain Marvel Comics supervillain, and we'll touch base on that in just a little bit. But before we begin this review, as always, I want to give you a look at the packaging that this guy comes in. Now, again, if you've seen one Black Series packaging design, you've seen them all. We've got the TIE Fighter pilot cardback design going on there, of course, with the stylized image of Commander Doom in the bottom corner. On the reverse side of the packaging, we have another stylized image, this time taken from the Clone Wars animated series. And then just above that we do have a character description as well. Now Commander Doom is a bit of a blink and you'll miss him character. He does play a very small role in one of the opening episodes of Season 6 of the Clone Wars, also known as the Lost Missions. And while he doesn't play a massive role, he does show up in a very important episode. So I'm not going to give too much away about that. But if you haven't checked it out already, I highly recommend you tune in to the Lost Missions of the Clone Wars, because there are some really cool episodes in there. So on to Clone Commander Doom, and obviously this is a very cool looking figure. It definitely has a unique look to him, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the review, he does share some similarities with a familiar Marvel Comics supervillain. Now if any of you guys are fans or are familiar with the Fantastic Four, then you'll probably recognise this colour scheme from the main villain from that franchise, and that is of course Dr. Doom. Shares more than just a colour scheme, it would seem. Obviously he's got a very green colour scheme going on, which is again very reminiscent of Dr. Doom from the Fantastic Four, and a nice little bit of brand synergy there, obviously with Marvel, Lucasfilm and Disney, all being one sort of large conglomerate. So a very cool looking figure all round, and we'll talk about some of his pros and cons in just a little bit. Before I do that, I will quickly run through the articulation for you, and then we'll talk about some of the finer details. So obviously this guy does feature a ball jointed head. We have hinges at the shoulders as well, and hinges at the elbows, hinges at the wrists and a swivel at the waist, swivels at the hips, ball joints at the knees and ball joints at the ankles. Now, like with Captain Rex that I gave you a look at in my previous review, this particular Commander Doom figure is a brand new sculpt. Now, you know, that sounds promising, but there is just something about not so much the look, but the feel of this figure that is slightly off. He doesn't particularly feel that well made. The plastic feels a little bit cheap. He does suffer from a couple of the issues that Captain Rex has, such as not being able to hold the blasters very well. You know, those are very loose in the hands. He has a plastic camer, which obviously hinders some of the movement in the legs. And the plastic that the entire figure is made from just feels a little bit soft, a little bit rubbery, and perhaps not of the highest quality that it could be. So it does lose a few points for that. But the rest of the figure is really nice. I love the paint job. Really nice, crisp paint applications. And again, a very unique look for this character. And the sculpt itself is reasonable. The only real issue that I have with the overall aesthetic of the figure is the fact that the head is a little bit small and the rest of the body is a little bit bulky, perhaps a little bit blocky, a little bit square. But other than that, it looks really nice and it does the job really well. If you've got any of the other animated Clone Wars characters in realistic style, such as Ahsoka Tano, Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Vintage Collection, some of these clone commanders from the Black Series are going to look really nice alongside those. So for that reason, it's a highly recommended figure. The articulation is reasonable and he does look pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. Now in terms of accessories, Commander Doom does come with two DL44 blaster pistols. As I mentioned, he doesn't hold those particularly well. They are a little bit loose in the hands, although there are a couple of holsters on that sculpted camer which allow you to store the blasters inside. We've also got the sculpted rank badge on there as well, and a helmet very reminiscent of Clone Commander Cody. So all in all, he's a really cool looking figure, a very cool looking character, and it's a shame we didn't get to see more of him in the Clone Wars animated series. But you know, he lives on and is immortalised in plastic, so once again, if you want to purchase this guy and add him to your collection, be sure to hit the link in the video description. Very popular character, very cool figure, and he will sell out fast, so if you want him, get him. So that's going to do it for this review on Clone Commander Doom from the Black Series 3 3/4 inch line. I'll be back to give you a look at some more Clone Commanders very soon. Commander Wolf is coming up next, and then we're going to take a look at some Lego sets and some Black Series 6 inch stuff. So there's so much to look forward to here on the channel, and I hope you're all going to stay tuned for it. So until next time, as always, thank you for tuning in, keep collecting, and until next time, may the Force be with you.